In this video, you'll see how to replace a dryer vent, an old dryer vent that's seen better days. And the reason why this is important is not only for venting the dryer, but you can see we have a big crack here where insects and rodents can get inside the house. So I'm going to show you a few tips on how to replace the vent that will actually apply to different projects around the home as well. And I think they'll come in handy. And we're also going to show you what tools will make this a lot easier. Not only is there this wide gap here, we also have a lot of lint that has come out. This is bad for a few different reasons. First, it's clogging the airway here, but also this can create fires inside the home. So if you're seeing lint out here, whoops, then obviously it's inside your tubing as well, so inside your ductwork. So I'm going to give you some tips for how to clean this out. Obviously I'm replacing the vent, but if you're not doing that, I have one tip for you, and that is to clean out this ductwork at least once a year. So how do you do that? This is a duct cleaning brush. You can get this at most home stores. You can order it online. And by the way, I'm going to put down in the description of this video all of the different supplies I'm using, so you can take a look at them yourself and see what you want. But this is pretty cool. The brush attaches to this little extension, so you just thread it in. This just goes right into my drill, standard drill, and then you can just clean this out. You can see what a big difference that made. It's nice and clean. Obviously, we have duct work inside the home that we need to clean out too, but this little extension tube that goes through my wall, at least that's good to go for now. And we can shop vac this out as well. Most dryer vents are going to be secured to the home with 4 screws. In this case, because we have brick, we have 4 Tapcons, so you just need an impact driver to remove those. So there's not even a screw there. And then typically you need to cut silicone that is holding this to the wall. In many cases, this ductwork will be sealed to the inside of the home, so you'll just have to score that with a utility knife. And when you do that, you can pull this out. And you can see that this was sealed on the inside of the home using great stuff. The next step for me is to install the new vent, and I want to show you what that looks like. The wall vent hood I'm going to be using is by Imperial, and the reason why I like it is because it's really made to be heavy duty and last a long time. The other tip I have for you is make sure you choose a wall vent hood that has the right ductwork for your application. So this is 4 inches. That's perfect for what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and dry fit this. So we'll slide this in here. It should go in. And you can see it's a nice fit. Now it's being held up on the wall, and there's a reason why. Here, I'll take this back out and show you. You can see there's a whole bunch of old silicone along the perimeter of this brick. So we need to remove that. How do you remove it? It's fairly simple. This is a razor scraper, and I like it. It's just a razor blade, especially for brick, or like a sensitive vinyl siding. You can get the silicone off without damaging the exterior of the home. So we just need to get it off. The brick here, you can see it's fairly straightforward. And sometimes when you get it started, you can just peel it off. So we're going to dry fit this again because we need to see where we need to make our holes in the brick. First of all, what you can do is make sure that this is level so it looks good, and then we'll mark the position of our holes. Then you want to place a level on this. You don't have to do this step, but if you want it to look nice. So I'm going to put marks on the brick where I need to place my holes. So it's helpful to have a pencil that fits into these tiny holes like that. For this next step, I'm going to be using Tapcon screws. I need Tapcons because I'm drilling through my brick and my mortar. So Tapcons are great for that. You'll also need a masonry bit as well as a hammer drill. Definitely get yourself a hammer drill to speed up this process. Here's a general tip anytime you're using Tapcons. Whatever size Tapcon you're using, normally they recommend that you make the hole 1/4 inch deeper. That way you're not bottoming out the Tapcon in your brick or your mortar. So one thing you can do is add a piece of tape on the bit that you're going to be using that denotes how deep you want to drill into your surface. So I just put a piece of green painter's tape right here on my drill bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill out these 4 holes using my hammer drill.
I try to get the hammer drill up to full speed to engage the bit into the brick or the mortar. This helps out quite a bit with getting accurate holes.
So another big tip, whenever you're doing this, make sure you dip your drill bit into some water to cool it down. That preserves the bit, helps it work a little bit better when you're drilling through masonry.
The other thing that water does is it cuts down on the dust. As you're drilling through the brick or the mortar, invariably it gets really dusty very fast. So whether you're doing this on the inside of the house or outside, always dip your bit in water.
So I dry fit this vent hood because of a few different reasons. The first thing is I want to make sure that all the screws actually go into the wall so they're lined up properly. The other thing I'm going to be doing is applying silicone along this perimeter. So I'm going to mark that right now. So this is just a light pencil mark, and you'll barely be able to see this, but I'm going to add silicone just to the inside of those 4 lines I made. The other thing I'm going to do is apply great stuff to the inside of the home. That's going to seal out any insects or rodents and also drafts. So it's going to do 3 things. So let's go ahead and remove this. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, you need a 5/16 inch drive for these Tapcons. So make sure you have a 5/16 inch Hex Drive. For this project, I'm going to be using Great Stuff Pestblock. And the reason why is it's going to block out any type of insects or rodents, and also it's going to keep the house nice and airtight. This doesn't have any insecticide in it, so it's not going to really hurt any kind of insects. The other nice thing is it comes with this smart dispenser, and that allows me to use this for up to 4 weeks, which is awesome. Because this is a reusable dispenser, you don't need to cut the tip. All you need to do is place this on your can, and that's it. And now you can use this for up to 4 weeks, which is awesome because if you're doing different projects, you want to reuse this. Now what I want to do is spray my Great Stuff in between the brick and my material that's attached to the framing. This is going to keep out the insects, the mice, and the wind. So what we can do is fill this up 50%. It'll expand further. So what I need to do is do this quickly, and then we'll push our vent into the wall.
Using a little bit of Great Stuff goes a long way. This is going to help out with the insulation and, like I said, prevent pests from getting inside the home.
So now what I'll do is I'll apply my silicone just inside my line here. It's kind of hard to see my line on the wall, but that's okay.
I'm applying about a 1/4 inch bead of silicone just inside the line that I put on the wall.
So we'll go ahead and push our vent into the wall. Now I'm going to back it out a little bit, and then I'm going to spray more of this in there.
I'm only filling up half the space with Great Stuff because it's obviously going to expand and fill up the rest of the gap.
Okay, so we just need to fill that up 50%. Then we can push this in further. And then we'll add our Tapcons here.
I installed the Tapcons in the star pattern because that way it lines up the top and the bottom of the vent.
And it is good to see some of the silicone squeeze out. Any silicone that oozes out, you can just go ahead and smooth that. I really don't have much at all, but at least the flange on my dryer vent is nice and sealed to the brick. So now all we have to do is reconnect this on the inside of the home. Here's our dryer vent coming through the wall. Now we need to connect our semi-rigid ductwork to that. And the best thing you can do for this is, well, number 1, make sure you clean this out. And then number 2, make sure you use foil tape to connect your ductwork to the dryer vent. So we're gonna go ahead and connect our semi-rigid ductwork here. So that's as far as it's going to go. I'm just reusing the existing ductwork. So what I like to do is just peel off like about 4 inches or so. And then you can just peel it as you go around the circumference of the connection.
Foil tape is awesome for two reasons. Number one, it seals the ductwork really well. And number two, it's just satisfying.
So now that's a nice tight seal, and we can reconnect our ductwork to the dryer. Here's our dryer vent, pretty darn sharp. Looks way better than the old one. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like the tips and you got some really good ideas from it. I just really enjoy sharing these how-to videos with you, and if you got any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.